Hello, everybody. Welcome to another exciting edition of Omnibros Live on a Thursday night. It's your boy Gio here from Manga Geekdom, and I'm joined by the insufferable Omnibus Collector. Riley, how you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you.
I love to hear that. Thank you, everybody, for joining to the live chatters. Today is Thursday, so we're going to talk some manga. We got some news about some awards. We got some first impressions on a new title. We got some potential hauls. We got some solicits. We have a little bit of everything tonight, and that is always exciting. I love when we have a jam-packed show of different topics. But most importantly, we're here with all of you wonderful people. And let's give a shout out to our lovely sponsor, InStockTrades.com, your home for collected editions. You get your omnibus, trade paperback, hardcovers, manga, and more for great discounted prices that range from 42 to 55% off at times. Free shipping in the US at $50 or more. And there's a loyalty discount, which adds an extra 2% discount to your order if you make it on a week-by-week basis. Great packaging, wonderful customer service that you can expect when you visit InStockTrades.com. Here's the main site, of course. You got your deals of the week. If you want to learn about the new ones before they go live on Tuesday at noon Eastern Standard Time, you can join our Monday stream. We'll give you the exclusive info on that beforehand. Of course, you got your new releases and your top sellers at the moment. All that and more when you visit InStockTrades.com. Love, love, love IST. Look at this. Freaking where is it? East or West, out of nowhere with the compendium. That's awesome. Made it to the top seller list.
So something didn't look right up at the top. And tell me if I'm just dumb, but it's for Tomo-chan Omnibus Volume 3. It says $24.99, 45% off, $10.99. That math doesn't math, right?
I think not, right?
That's not
all right.
$10.99 is over 50% off, so that's like 55% off.
So it's $24.99, and it's supposed to have a 45% discount. So don't tell anybody, but the price should be $13.74 for that.
But you're saving a few extra bucks,
right?
Because I didn't put the input in correctly.
They just assume it was it's a manga 45%. There we go. So yeah. I would take this opportunity and get this, even if you don't own the series, because I recommend it. That's a Geo recommendation right there. I'm a big fan of this one. It's a great shonen rom-com, and it's only 3 omnis, and you get the whole thing. 8 volumes and 3 omnibus editions. This one's pretty cool. So there you go. Get it now. You're not going to find it at that price later.
Unless the cover price is wrong and it's supposed to be $19.99 or something, which I don't think that's 45% off anyway. Either way, but yeah.
Now you got me intrigued. Let me find out.
It's a good deal either way.
$24.99 on the other stores. So yeah.
Okay, so that is correct. It's just the percentage is not correct on there. Right. But you're getting the better deal. They're not hoeing you for any money.
Right. And of course, don't forget, you got sales right now. You got your clearances, your damages, your red tag sale, and the creator spotlight right here.
Daniel
Klaus manga. Klaus books. Not necessarily for me, but I know some of you really like this stuff. I've heard nothing but good things about Ghost World in the past, so that should be a good one to check out.
I think a couple of these. I have Ghost World, and I believe I have Wilson and maybe Death Ray as well. So this would be a good opportunity to grab some of those others.
Nice. So there you go. Your mission is to check out In Stock Trades. Everybody, go check them out. Stop screen. We got some people in the house. Hyper JJ, what's up? Javier, thank you for joining. Hey, y'all. H-Field, thank you, everybody, for joining. Spud Boy. I missed the cat, although I like this little bug thing that I think I know. Is it from a 70s animated cartoon like the Smurfs or shows around that era?
I
Looks like
recognize that so heavily, but I can't immediately place it. So
right.
is going to have to let us know.
Thank you so much for joining, everybody. Something seems different. I wonder what it could be. Yes, I did get a haircut. Thank you.
I shaved my beard. You caught me.
No CGI foolery here. It's all legit, everybody.
I got a AI hair transplant.
Let me play the Jess soundbite because why not?
Son of a bitch! What?
That's my favorite clip on this show. I love it.
But no, I did get my hair cut last weekend. It was a birthday gift for my mom, who has been my biggest, whatever the opposite of supporter is, my biggest my biggest opposer in my hair growth. And it had been over 3 years, or about 3 years, about 3 years since I had gotten since I began growing it out. I'd only gotten a few like trims here and there. So she has been pushing it. And I told her at one point, I said, if you keep asking me, I'm going to keep delaying it. Because I kept saying like to myself,
I remember that.
a while. And yeah, I was saying on the show, I'm like, I'm probably going to cut it soon. I'm probably going to cut it. And it just kept going. And so I told her at one point, like, if you keep asking, I'm not going to do it. And then so she stopped, and it was like more than a year ago, I think, that I said that. And I was like, you know what? It's time. I've talked about it enough. I rarely wore it down. It was just like a nuisance at this point. And so I rewarded her patience with a gift.
Nice.
And my showers are much shorter now.
Heath, thank you for joining. Appreciate it. Tonight, everybody, we have some announcements from Yen Press, which were revealed last Friday, so we're going to go over that. We have the traditional Kodansha Manga Awards. Got the nominees here. We're going to give out some thoughts. And we read a new manga that came out. You can read it on Manga Plus, called War of the Adults. It's by Cappy. Very interesting.
I'm finishing it right. I'm about 2/3 in right now.
All righty.
So I'm still going.
So before we do that, I know you're finishing that book. You don't remember what was your most recent haul, right?
I know I got some stuff. If you give me a minute, I can probably find some, figure it out.
I will stall by telling everybody that I just posted the latest haul video on my channel. If you're interested, let me highlight myself here for a second. Let me remove Riley. Oh, I'm out of focus. Hold on. How do I, give me a second. I forgot how to do this. I don't need to be full screen. Hold up. General. Light, camera, touch up. Audio, nope. Virtual background layout. Where the heck? There we go. Found it. Right. So now if I do this, all right, it's not working. Fantastic. One second. Minor technical difficulties. Give me a second. Props on. All right, so if I take Briley out, and it's just me, it's just me, it's just me, it's just me. No, it's not. Whatever, it's not working. Anyways, long story short, I posted a whole video if you want to check it out. And it was just supposed to be like, oh, a regular April manga haul video, whatever. And then as I was recording it and I was going through the books, I noticed a pattern. I swear it was not intentional. But then all of a sudden, I'm here. I'm going to show you if you saw the thumbnail, you know what I'm getting at. I'm like, hey, from this guy, from this publisher, I got this book, Kingo Rock. Okay, cool. That's nice. It's a cool little vampire manga. That's fun. And then I go, hey, from Viz Media, I got Otaku Vampires Love Bite, Volume 3. All right, that's fun. Cool. Yeah, I love this character, by the way. She's awesome. One of my favorite leads right now in manga. And then I'm like, oh, also from Viz, I got Call of the Night, Volume 19. Okay, more vampire action. Okay, that's cool. All right, dig it. And then I go into Kodansha books, and the first one I pull up is Dracu, Volume 2, and that's when it hit me. Oh my god, I am obsessed with vampire manga. I know it's a joke on this show, on this channel, and I wasn't really paying attention. And naturally, I've just been hauling a lot of vampire-related books. Can I show this? Yeah. So that is pretty funny, if you ask me. Here's the spread from the whole book. Also, I do think I failed to mention it on the video, but I get confused with this image, and I think this is Vampire Senku from Dr. Stone. For some reason, he's giving me Senku vibes in this cover. So, yeah, a whole lot of vampire goodness for me, your resident vampire expert, lore master. Here are the spines all bundled up together. Look at that. Fortunately, this one has one book left, so it'll end in like 2 months or 1 month. I don't know, soon. This one has one more volume, so it'll end soon with volume 20. This one is still ongoing, but I don't think it's going to last too long, if you ask me. And this one's only 4 volumes total, so yeah. It totally sold me on Kindo Rock. It's fun. I've never read the whole thing, so I can't tell you like it ends well or anything, but the premise is interesting enough. And I was surprised that I didn't accidentally show the cheeks on this book when I was doing the haul, because I totally forgot. When I was editing it, I noticed like, ooh, okay, I did not show that. Great. I can always censor it, but you know, looks really fun here. Unfortunately, this is my first Alien Books, physical Alien Books manga. I'm not impressed by the binding whatsoever, but it's a fun story regardless that you can check out. Like, it's gonna close in on you.
It's so tight and like hard to comfortably like hold open.
Right. I have to
like
really
a normal
stretch.
Like Kodansha book, very easy.
Exactly.
Not stressful. Those just like they just want to like a mouse trap. They want to stay closed.
Right. Also, this is my first smudge book, so I ended up picking up Mansect, and I like it. I'm impressed, and now I said it in my video, but now I kind of want to go back and get the other stuff to maybe have a complete set of smudge releases. Why not? I don't know. Might be a thing. But when you open up the book, you get the little thing here in the back of the cover. You can't see it. So it says volume 1 would be 1986 Her Frankenstein, book 2 would be UFO Mushroom, and then book 3 would be Mansect. And we already know book 4 and 5, which were solicited. Book 4 is what was it? Man meat or man something. It's a naked lady with a decapitated head in the cover. Really wholesome stuff. So I got that. And the last thing I wanted to mention, which surprised the hell out of me, I gave it a shot. I said, you know what? It's towards the end of the video. I don't think I'll have too much of an issue, but I decided to, because I hauled this book. I finally grabbed Super Ball Girls from Yen Press. And because I am a fan of Akira, what's his name? Akira Hiramoto. And this has some naughty stuff in here, suggested images. So I thought I was going to censor that. Unfortunately, certain bits, or fortunately for us, for the YouTubers, fortunately the certain bits are not drawn, so technically it's not fully nude, right? So I thought I'm just gonna let this go unnoticed. So I didn't censor anything, and I thought I was gonna get flagged, but apparently not. Shout out to the YouTube censor. Geo-loving vampire manga went from being mostly a joke to being real. I know, right? Yeah, it is what it is. Same with the mermaid stuff. I have a bunch of mermaid manga. Even though my shtick that most people know is yokai. But then again, if you read Gegege no Kitaro, Dracula is a Western yokai from European folklore. So they do have vampires and Frankenstein's monster and mermaids. All are creatures. I'm pretty sure the chupacabra might be a Caribbean yokai if he were placed over there. So everything's a yokai. All the cryptids. Gio, did you eat any chocolate while reading Super Ball Girls? I did not, but the dude here, there's a rival at the chocolate factory where the main guy works or whatever, and he really freaks me out.
The one with the weird teeth?
Right, yes. That's a weird visual motif because later on you see the girls and they show their pearly whites and they're super clean and sharp. And perfectly aligned. Like, can I? Yeah, this was all right. Yeah, cool. You can see here. Also, everybody looks very alien-like, even though she's supposed to be like super pretty. I can see like a gray alien type creature here behind the facade. Because then, if you look at the bad guy or the creepy dude. Dude looks like a freaking alien right there. I don't know. Ew, he's touching my finger. There you go. So, anyways, that was part of the goofs and gaffs for my whole video. What about you? What you got?
Sorry, one sec.
Yeah. Heath caught up on Mission Yosakura Family last night, just in time for Volume 16 next week. Nice. Nice haul. Sadly, my haul would only be online manga. That is perfectly fine. You're doing better than a bunch of us by saving your money. So that's always good.
So I think these are the things that I got in this week, maybe minus a couple things that I forgot about. But most of it's Kodansha stuff. Condition Called Love, 12, right. I believe, is the most recent one. I had to make sure because it was already shelved, and I was like, well, we had 13 already. But yeah, whatever the most recent one is, I did get that one, and I read that. That one, I think they just announced recently that it was going to wrap up soon, so shouldn't be that many more volumes. Shimazaki in the Land of Peace, Volume 3, with the dude who's very blatantly modeled off of Mads Mikkelsen. Pretty fun. It reminds me a little bit of Way of the House Husband.
Right.
In that it's like someone who comes from a life of violence who is like not in that anymore, except this is kind of like suggesting that he's going to go back to that in a certain amount of time. Windbreaker Volume 10. This bothers me because the first 9 volumes were all just a single character on the front, and then the spines all looked the same, but now the spine doesn't look the same.
Almost a wraparound.
Where are they? Here. So you can see the way that the spines from these and these all have like a little bit of a wraparound of one of the letters. And then this is the first one that doesn't do that. So when I shelved it, I was like, what the hell? I was bothered by it for like 2 seconds and then had to express that here, but it really doesn't bother me anymore. The Mobile Suit Gundam Kukuru's Done's Island Volume 4. I believe 5 is the last one. This does tie into Gundam The Origin. This is kind of like a little side story. So since they officially announced the deluxe hardcovers now. Like it was like 2 weeks after they were originally found online. But they finally officially announced them. I'm hoping after they do those 6 volumes that they might do 1 or 2 to collect this as well, because the artwork is still fantastic and I think deserves to get that kind of treatment. A Geo favorite here. Welcome to Demon School Arumakun Volume 13. This one, I'm hoping
let's go.
I'm hoping that they'll speed up the release of this, similar to what they're doing with like Blue Lock, because we are significantly behind. They, I think, are at 40 volumes now in Japan, so it would be nice for them to rush that one. And the Fable Volume 7, I believe this was the most recent. Yeah.
Nice.
The Fable Volume 7. This one will be, the first series will be wrapping up soon, so I would expect that they announce the second series at the next round of announcements that Kodansha does. That would make sense. This one's still a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying that manga. I had a Titan book that I had missed, the first volume of Somalia and the Forest Spirit. I don't know how I missed the release of this one, but I saw on their calendar the second one's coming out, and I was like, oh shit, I got to get the first one. So I ordered that one, read that one real quick last night. I had fun with it. I liked the vibe. Beginning After the End, Volume 7 from Yen Press. This one's pretty fun. I think
that has an anime now.
Yeah, it just got an anime starting up. And I've seen people not too happy with the animation of it.
Oh my god.
Because it has the like Record of Ragnarok type animation where it's not really moving. It's just like, it looks like a Flash animation or something.
Oof.
Which, whatever, I'm not watching it, I'm reading it. And then I too got Super Ball Girls, which was fun. It was funny. It was a silly book, and very much like Gremlins, except instead of little furry things that turn into gross slimy things, it was ball girls and chocolate.
Yeah. Why not?
And then a couple of art books that Square Enix sent my way. The Apothecary Diaries art book. I have not opened this one up yet.
Friend of the show.
But it's a nice looking art book. And
it's like 200 pages, I think.
I don't know how many pages, but it's a decent size. And then, of course, it's Square, so Final Fantasy art book as well. This is the Dawn Trail, Final Fantasy 14 Art of Succession, Relics of Heritage. So a lot of neat stuff in there.
Nice.
And then, why the heck not? I'll show off the comics that I got this week also.
Yeah, baby, let's do it.
I got the Secret War Omnibus, which was, I'm going to say, overpriced for what it was, but I never had Secret War in an oversized hardcover.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, you know what? They got me on that one, because I've got like the rest of Bendis's Avengers related run in Omnibus and stuff. But Secret War was a fun little mini series, not related at all to Secret Wars, plural, any of them, the original, the second one, or the Hickman one. But this also comes with a few issues of The Pulse, which was Bendis's second series with Jessica Jones. That was actually more anchored in the 616, whereas Alias was originally not meant to be so. But I think that they've kind of retconned it to be so. And then I did get that new Frankenstein hardcover that we talked about on the Monday show a couple weeks ago, from Michael Walsh. Really beautiful cover on that one. And to go along with it, because I never picked it up, I did get the Dracula hardcover as well from James Tynion the Fourth, and the 17th oversized hardcover for IDW's TMNT. I believe, is there one more after this?
Mm-hmm. Yes,
yeah,
one more.
18 is the last hardcover of the IDW era. So this collects a decent chunk of material right before they wrap up the IDW series, or this IDW series, and then they relaunched under Jason Aaron writing it, but it's still at IDW. So a lot of cool stuff. I haven't read any of this, and I think I stopped reading at the material that's in like the 14th volume. So at some point,
wow.
I'm gonna binge through the rest of the series,
Right.
and have a good time with that.
I stopped getting them at volume 13 because I was behind, and I totally forgot to keep going. So I don't know where I last kept up with the Turtles. So I need to get 14 to 18 to at least finish up that run.
It's awesome. A really good one. I'm also like planning on getting. They released I forget what they called it, but it was like a companion volume that has like work and profiles and stuff.
They're doing that with Sonic as well. Sonic's coming. They're going to release a covers and material thingamajig for, and it's the same size as the hardcovers, but the spine is all red. Looks really cool.
Yeah. So that is it. And my reads this week were the stack that I just went through of manga, as well as a bunch of other stuff. My backlog to read pile that I've been talking about each week. I've kept it on shelves that were like cube shelves, not Kalax, but like Target's equivalent. And they've started when I started going through this a couple months ago, across 8 total cubes, and I now have it down to 1. So I'm in the end game, as Kevin Feige would say.
Nice. I understood that reference. Let's see. We got some solicits. Let's tackle that first. From Yen Press. Let me share my screen. All right. This time we are going to the source and not ANN. Let's go. 6 exciting new licenses coming September 2025, just in time for my birthday. Look forward to an unforgettable summer. In case you missed our social media announcements, 6 new titles joining September. Joining Yen Press, we have I Don't Know How to Love by Yu Machio. I'm going to say Machio. Aimi may be popular, but the fact that he's trashy is known by everyone, even himself. He'll go out with anyone as long as he's not tied down to just one person. But now he's dating Kaede, a very convenient underclassman who doesn't ask for anything and doesn't say anything unnecessary. But isn't it strange that Kaede's attitude doesn't change even when he sees Aimi kissing a sex friend? Okay. Thrown off by this, Aimi starts to become possessive of Kaede. However, his feelings don't seem to be reaching Kaede at all. Just so everyone knows, for the goofs and gaffs, I did not read these solicits beforehand. So this is all brand new to me. I just know the titles. I was not expecting sex friends in this book. So here's the cover for that. Interesting. And then we got this one, which a lot of people are excited for. Lilies Blooming in 100 Days. This is by Muramaki. Full-color manga featuring 100 different Yuri scenarios. Not 100 stories, but scenarios. So it could be, I don't know how many stories with multiple scenarios. Anyways, all from the artist Muramaki's and the hashtag 100 Days of Yuri challenge. Packed full of high school, adult, and age gap couples and cute, funny, and spicy scenarios alike, this book has plenty for readers to enjoy. Here's the cover for that. It's very interesting. Also, this thing, which we all predicted. That's why I don't get excited these days when Yen Press announces stuff, because I know at least 1 or 2 slots for their announcements is going to be Lycoris Recoil. And now we're getting Lycoris Recoil official comic anthology repeat by Spider Lily. From fresh haircuts to flashy new uniforms, there's always something brewing at Cafe Licorico in this official comic anthology. Shout out. H-Field. I don't know how to love is actually really sweet. Awesome. And then this one, I know what all of you are gonna say. I'm not. This is My Beloved's Supper by Kaho Ozaki. Yoru is a vampire, a predator of the night, dwelling among humans. But compared to a meal of fresh blood, he'd much rather partake in the culinary delights of the human world. Fragrant stews, tasty meat buns, and sweet pastries are all irresistible delicacies to him. Unfortunately, being a vampire means he cannot stomach human food unless he first drinks blood as an appetizer. Thus, Yoru spends his nights sinking his fangs into criminals and evildoers, all for the sake of the beloved supper awaiting him. I'm not even going to state the obvious, so let's just keep rolling with that. So that's pretty interesting. The next one, I believe this is the last one, right?
Yeah.
No, there's one more.
Oh, what?
There's one more over here. Yep.
This was the last one they announced.
No, this one as well. Rock is a Lady's Modesty by Hiroshi Fukuda. Obviously, the music genre is most suitable for refined young ladies. The music genre most suitable for refined young ladies is rock. After being forced to attend an all-girls school, Ririsa Suzunomiya stumbles upon her ladylike peers jamming out. This one, a lot of people are excited for. It has an anime currently airing, and it's fun. It's one of those slice of life music series with obviously the gag being that they're not supposed to match the rock genre with like a private school ladies, refined lady. So that's interesting. And the last one is What Do You Call This Trash by Tetsukazu. Akira is the girl of Yuto's dreams, so maybe he's got a shot now that his big brother dumped her. But Big Bro ended the relationship for a reason. Akira is an obsessive, clingy stalker, a total trash fire of a girl who would happily manipulate Yuto's feelings for another chance to get near the man she loves. Of course, Yuto knows that, but he still can't resist. I don't know what to tell you, my dude, but yeah. I do love her pink bubblegum pink hair. So that's what got announced. What do you think of these books?
Rock is definitely the highlight for me. And I know a lot of people were excited about that one. I think there's a chance that I try some of the others, but I know for certain I'm going to be picking up that one.
You're going to get Lycoris Recoil.
Oh, yeah.
Comic anthology, because you are the leading voice in Lycoris Recoil comics and anime and manga.
You know it.
If anybody's interested, Lycoris Recoil, I would recommend getting into the anime first and then checking out all this stuff. These are not as good as the original anime, but they're fun. But I would recommend the show first. I do want to check out Lilies Blooming in 100 Days. I want to check out the challenge to see how it goes. So that's interesting. And this one. There's one book in here that I will definitely try, and I'm not gonna say what it is. I'm just gonna leave it to everybody's imagination. Let's go with that. So shout out to Yen for putting these out. That's pretty cool. And moving on, chat. If you guys, sorry, lost my train of thought. Chat, let us know in the thing Which ones you are most excited for? There we go. That's what I wanted to say. Kodansha has the 49th annual Kodansha Manga Award thingamajig. And here's the fancy logo, and it's going to happen May 12th of this year. There are 3 categories, shonen, shoujo, and overall category. The 49th Kodansha Manga Award candidate nominees, blah, 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 blah. This is the official Japanese website, so I just translated the thing with the Google Translate, so there might be some errors. I don't know. It says the juvenile division, but on other websites, it clearly is the shonen one. Nominated this year is the Windbreaker, the Windbreaker. The scented flower blooms with a. You know what? Hold on. I can't do the translation. I hate it. Hold on, because I saw them earlier in proper English. For Best Shonen Manga, the nominees are Windbreaker from Satoru Ni, The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity, which was also nominated in 2023 and 2024. So they got nothing else to nominate except this one, year after year. I wonder what will happen when it wins. Are they going to take it off, or is it going to come back for another shot? Kagura Bachi from Takeru Hokazono. Versus by one Kyotaro Azuma and Bose. We got Orion's Board from Naoshi Arakawa. We have Fermat no Ryori from Yugo Kobayashi. I don't know that one, but it looks like a cooking manga, chef manga. And for Best Shoujo, the girl division, as stated by Kodansha, not me. We got How I Met My Soulmate from Anashin. The Ayakashi Hunter's Tainted Bride from Midori Yuma and Mamenosuke Fujimaru. This is the manga adaptation of a web comic. Fall in Love, You False Angels from Koko Uzuki. Reliving My Life with a Boyfriend Who Doesn't Remember Me from Eiko Mutsuhana, Yugiri Aika, and Gin Shirakawa. Gazing at the Star Next Door from Amitsu. For the last category, general division or just best general manga overall, we have Under Ninja from Kengo Hanazawa. We have Ono no Sono no Hoshi. I don't know the proper English for it, but it was nominated in 2023. This is by Yama Wayama. That's a tongue twister. Spacewalking with You from Inohiko Doronada, which recently got picked up, right, by Kodansha. Is released in English. And Nezumi, but how I remember the name of Nezumi. What was it? Nezumi no Hatsukoi. That one is Nezumi's First Love from Riku Oseto. And Historia by Hitoshi Iwaaki. There we go. So, yeah, those are the nominees. What do you think of that list? I think it's pretty solid. I don't like the idea of having a best general manga category, but it is what it is. I mean, they make the rules. You know, it's their award thing. What do you?
It's pretty interesting how Google automatically translated a lot of the titles.
Let me show everybody the images. Hold on. All right, it's taking forever. Let's go to ANN. Sorry, my internet's kind of dodgy. Can you see this?
Yeah.
Okay. So these were the ones I was listing for Shonen. You can see the
Yeah.
cover images. Pretty crazy to have Kagodabachi here up against. These are very different from one another. And then Versus. I don't know Orion's board. I've never seen that, but it looks like a shogi manga or something like that. Sports manga. And then this one, yeah.
They're all Kodansha, it looks like, except for Kagodabachi, at least in that first category. So that's interesting.
Right. So that's not gonna win. They probably want a Kodansha manga to win.
It'd be interesting.
And then I believe this one's about chefs. They have the attire. Yeah. No. Maybe. No, I don't know what this one's about. Has an anime adaptation? What the heck? Hold on. Huh. Oh, it hasn't come out yet. Or it did. No, it hasn't. Okay. Cool. Anywho, the shoujo stuff you can see here. How I Met My Soulmate, Ayakashi, Fall in Love, Reliving My Life, Gazing at the Star Next Door. And then the general ones that I listed under Ninja, Ono, Spacewalking, Nezumi. This one got picked up recently as well. I believe a couple months ago we talked about it.
I think also by Kodansha.
It's about yes, I think it was about young assassins. It's like a Romeo and Juliet story with assassins, and they meet in an arcade, and the girl's the main lead, and she falls in love with the boy, but he's also an assassin. Something like that. I don't know. And this one, which I think we talked about recently. Why was that? We jokingly made a suggestion, and I think you mentioned, "Oh, what about Historie? That should get licensed."
Yeah, I might have brought up that it should be licensed because we have a bunch of other like historical fiction series that have been announced or currently being published. Because like we have Kingdom coming out, and KG is coming, and
right, that's it. Yeah,
the Orb anime just wrapped up recently, so I was saying like, especially given that Kodansha is really putting their eggs in Parasite's basket, it's surprising that we haven't seen them license History. So maybe it is they're just working out the contract and haven't announced it yet. So we'll see what happens.
Right. You're muted. Hold on.
Yeah, the dog.
Unmute you.
No, I got it. The dog was getting loud, and I was just asking her to not be loud.
Right. I was gonna say, like, did the dog unplug your mic? That's some smart move right there.
No, the
Historia takes place in Greece.
Cat gets too close, she gets upset, and the cat was like right next to her bed, and the bed is right next to here because she likes to sit next to me while I'm working at my desk here. But yeah, the cat got close, and so she started getting pissed off. So I was just asking her kindly to stop.
Jaime is clarifying it's assassin girl, normal guy romance. Thank you. Appreciate that. Versus has been pretty crazy story so far. I have not read that yet, but I want to read it.
I've only read the first volume, and it was it was like fine. But I'm going to continue.
Did volume 2 come out?
Yeah, I have volume 2 on the shelf right now. That's one of the remaining things in my backlog. But I volume 1 was fine, but I'm a fan of 1, so I'll see where it goes from there.
Mm-hmm. No wrong category. And yes, it's going to be published in English. Volume 1. Yeah, volume 1. It's also by Kodansha in English. They picked it up. I remember chatting about it here. How I Met My Soulmate. Let's go. I feel like general manga category usually kind of just means Seinen Josei, but I could be wrong. Probably. It's just I just find it funny the terminology. Like anything else, here we go.
Yeah.
That's a separate category. What do you think will win from this?
I
From
think
Shonen.
it would be really funny if Kagurabachi won, just because it's kind of the underdog in this list.
Right.
But I feel like either one of the first two is probably the most likely, Fragrant Flower or Windbreaker. But it'll be funny
I'm
to see.
gonna go with the French culinary manga here. I don't know why I said French, but I'm gonna go with that one. I don't know why. That's a hunch. I'm probably wrong. And then Shoujo. I want Ayakashi Hunter's Tainted Bride to win because it's a yokai manga. Sorry, sue me. Fall in Love came out. Most of these are out over here, right?
Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about Reliving My Life. I really like the art in Fall in Love, You False Angels. I also like the title, Fall in Love, You False Angels. The first volume was pretty good. So I'm gonna go with that one as my choice. And then in the general,
Under Ninja here being here is so random.
yeah. What else is in general? I don't even
know. Sono.
Hold on.
Spacewalking with You, Nezumi, and Historie. I think Spacewalking will win it for general manga.
I want History to win just so, like, if the license is not already in the works with Kodansha or someone else, that like it winning an award might push it over to someone being like, oh, okay.
Right. Yeah. This started 2004, and it's still going.
Yeah,
it's a long series.
It's really.
I like how it's
irregularly updated, so it only has like 12 volumes or something like that. Even though it's been going for like 20 years.
Okay. Right. Well, we'll see what happens next month in May. This segment was brought to you by Twisted Wonderland, the manga book of Savannah Claw. Go check it out. Buy it now wherever books are sold. Shout out. This manga came out recently, and you can read it at Manga Plus. It is War of the Adults. It's written by Copy with art by Masaaki Suzuki. Sorry. What makes a proper adult? Inspired by the words of his late father, Yutaro Urashima sought to become an upstanding member of society by developing and strictly adhering to his own articles of adulthood. Little did he know, however, that those same articles would go on to dramatically change the world. A new series from the author of Hidarikiki no Eren witnessed a dramatic battle for survival in a surveillance society where reputation is everything. I went in completely blind without even reading this at first. I just saw the new title got announced and remembered for today. I'm like, all right, I'm going to read it. I was not prepared for the final part of this first chapter. Holy crap. I'm intrigued. I want to keep going. Did you get a chance to finish this one?
Yeah, it kind of went. It was kind of a roller coaster of a read,
right?
Because it like starts one way, and I didn't, like you said, I didn't read the description either. So from the beginning to the end, I had no idea like what was actually going to be happening, and so when certain things are going on, I had no clue what the heck that was until they explain it. But it's by like the middle of it, I was kind of like checked out, but then by the end of it, I was like, okay, this could be interesting. Like I'm interested in seeing where they go from here.
I think it has immense potential if done right. But at the beginning, the first half of this book, I was not vibing at all, and I was actually making fun of what I was reading. This cracked me up. I'm like, what am I getting myself into? Dedicated to all this nation's boys and girls. All right, that's kind of weird. War of the Adults over here. Fight to become an adult. So we see this young kid. He's 15 or 16 at the beginning of the story. And he is, let's see if I can say this correctly. He recently lost his dad, and his father was a huge influence in his life and gave him sort of the morality of like, you become a man and become a better version of yourself to, I guess, for society, but also for himself to be a better person. So in the present here, and when the chapter starts, he is kind of upset that he's not an adult yet, and he's on his way of doing that, but he doesn't know how to shake off his teen angst. He's got a rule book of things he needs to do, which immediately reminded me of Psalm 100, but not as funny or exciting. And like over here, damn it, I almost got into another fight. I promised my mom my delinquent days were over, because he's trying to be a mature young man. And here's the book, Articles of Adulthood. All right, so long story short, you see the articles that he's writing here, like Article 1, don't get into fights. Rule number 38, don't do bad things. These are things that we know we are taught at an early age, and hopefully all of you adhere to and believe. Like, yes, we do not get into fights, and yes, we don't do bad things. We do good things.
Oh, even when no one is watching. I didn't see the second part. I thought it was a very general, just like, don't do bad things.
Even when no one is watching, especially smoking. Right. So 38 rules already, pretty good stuff. If I follow these articles of adulthood, I'll become a proper adult for sure. So this is very hokey, kind of cheesy.
Yeah.
I didn't know what was happening. So I was, as I was reading it, I was joking in my head, like, this is like an abridged series, and I was reading it with the worst accents and pronunciations available because I was not liking this. But then we get his backstory with his dad, and unfortunately his dad passed away. And the main character spots this cat. This cat is huge. This is like the rat in Avengers, and how the rat set everything in motion for Thanos' defeat eventually. So it's that type of mentality here. He decides to save the cat, and unfortunately, I thought, okay, is this an isekai? Is this what's going to happen here? Here's Truck Coon, and
I thought it was about to be Deadpool driving the truck.
Or Deadpool driving the truck again. We're going to get fooled. Then we get this thing, which is, I thought maybe Homeboy got like crazy,
Matrix.
and these are like fourth wall breaking oracles or muses, and they're talking to us as we're like reading the story alongside him or something. But I don't know what was happening. But they're reacting to the main character, and he wakes up 15 years later, and he's now an adult. So he wakes up in the year 2025. So 15 years back would be 2010, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2010. Very different, but not so different, actually. He makes a point of saying, like, everything's so different now. I'm like, not really. Aside from like technological stuff, it's pretty much the same crap day in and day out. So I don't know where he got that idea. He's now a 30-year-old Yutaro, and we keep getting these messages, these muses or oracles. The year's now 2025, so he's getting to know the world around him, and after being asleep for so long in a coma, he's happy to have his mom back, and he's trying to get back into society. So at this point, I'm like, all right, okay, let's see what's happening here. The dude is trying to find a job and integrate into modern Tokyo life. And should we spoil what happens? I think we should, because it's pretty crazy.
I don't think you can really talk about without like spoiling the rest of the chapter. You really can't talk about what this series is. Okay. But also the description kind of tells you what it is.
All right. So mild spoilers, I guess, but it's chapter 1. So I don't really count that as a huge spoiler, whatever. It's the beginning of the series. Hopefully it doesn't get canceled and they can do the full story as intended. I found it really funny that, I started seeing odd things here because in order to pay for his stay at the hospital and the medical bills, the mom started a crowdfunding, and at 50,000 yen donation, you get a commemorative photo with the main character. I thought, wait, what? In what world is that a thing? So you start getting hints that something's off about what happened. And you start to see, he starts to learn about this character here, who is the man that found the lead character when the accident happened, as he was trying to save the cat and got hit by the truck. He called the ambulance and the medical staff or whatever. I don't know what's the equivalent of 911 in Japan, but you get the idea. And afterwards, the salaryman adopted the cat. And this comes into play in a little bit. Let me continue scrolling for a bit. As the main character continues to explore the world around him and his house, he notices that people behave a certain way, a little bit differently from what he's used to. Here we have the neighbor doing this particular hand gesture, and he starts seeing it everywhere across Tokyo. Let me see over here. Yeah, got robots. People would. So I like that. Wow, a smartphone. And then I'm like, dude, it's 2000. Smartphones have been around for a minute. And he's like, 15 years ago, we were all excited about the first iPhone coming to Japan. I'm like, yeah, dude, then why are you surprised at the latest smartphones and how amazing they are? It's the same crap, just faster. So he starts noticing this, here we go. The hand gesture, everybody's doing it. So something's off about this. He tries to get some work in different areas and gets rejected and meets this lady. I don't know if she's going to come back in the story.
There's one page that you probably can't show.
Yeah. Right. Hold on. Thank you. I forgot about that.
I just remembered when he came up. I was like, oh shit.
So the young lady, she recognizes who he is and is very excited about him and is encouraging him to keep trying, and that if he comes back next week or whatever, she'll put in a good word with her manager so that he can get a job or whatever. And the page I can't show is that the main character has some naughty dreams with this young lady. Let me scroll past that. There we go. He's a 15-year-old in the body of a 30-year-old, so what can you expect? So we pick back up towards the big reveal here. The salaryman who saved the boy that saved the cat wants to meet our young protagonist, and we finally see that he created this party called Save the Cat Party. A vote for true fairness is a vote for Isamu Kuroda. And here's the meetup right here. So long story short, the guy was, let's see if I get this right. You can correct me if I'm wrong. When he when he called the ambulance, he picked up the book that the protagonist was holding, and read it, the Articles of Adulthood, and noticed the pure nature of this character that was doing a good thing that went by unnoticed by it would have gone unnoticed, but since they made such a huge deal about it, it sort of inspired him to make a movement and a political party on the premise that of equal fairness and the fact that we celebrate all goodness regardless of whether people see it or not, if it's obscure or like super popular, or even the bad things that we don't see, they will be put to the light and people will see it and judge accordingly. And that's sort of the foundation for the political party. I may be uh, skipping around a bit. People should not be judged by education or income, but rather by their virtuous behavior. Finding this was the moment I began to question what it means to truly be an adult. Of course, the kid's like, I was just a kid. I didn't mean anything by it. But according to this guy, he's the one that changed the country. The Save the Cat Party was named after you, the boy who saved the cat. We aim for true fairness, a society where people like you are properly valued. And let's see, what's the other one? You embody my philosophy. It reminded me that there are many virtuous or disadvantaged people who go unnoticed. That's what I was trying to say earlier. But what if such things no longer went unnoticed? That's when we bring back the hand gesture. And we learn that the whole city is wiretapped by 20 million cameras, and people can track and follow anybody at any point in time that they want and rate them or give them likes, and that's some type of compensation or value. And people then he starts to understand that people are tracking him, and the voices that we heard earlier are actually live viewers watching this guy. So now it makes sense that the crowdfunding would have a tier level where you could get a photo of the guy that saved the cat that started a movement with that other guy. So this is like Truman Show, but manga style, right?
It kind of reminded me a little bit, obviously not like a ton, but like Ikigami, where it's
okay,
kind of the kind of alternate government stuff going on with in Japan in both of these series. But it felt to me, this first chapter felt to me like the writer had an idea but didn't have a good idea of how to like introduce it. And
right.
so that's what like the first half of the chapter was just like, how can I make the country have changed to be this way?
Right. In 15 years.
But then the other part of it on top of the whole that thing is like, now they're saying that like age no longer matters, like being an adult is not dependent, and like what rights you have are not dependent on your age, because he says like there are children who are mature, but there are also adults like 60-year-olds who are incredibly immature. Yeah, right here.
Right.
So like instead of identifying who is a quote unquote adult by like what age they are, they're identifying it by like their observed maturity, I guess. Obviously that can get into all kinds of
Legality.
yeah, there's some real not so kosher things that I could imagine immediately happening.
If a 13-year-old is now an adult, he could get into some weird predicaments because of it.
Yeah.
Adulthood is state certified. The service that he created over here, it's a system where people can observe whoever they like, whenever they like, and rate one another. That is taking the idea of live streaming to a whole nother level of potential lawsuits. That is why the newly established Ministry for Promotion of a Ratings-Based Economy, aka the Ratings Ministry, created the national social media platform Garden. Every Japanese citizen holds an account. This all
Like
stems from the idea. Sorry to, yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
there's the episode of Black Mirror. I'm sure people watching have probably already thought about it, but where they rate each other.
Oh, right, yeah, yeah.
Social
With the people
scores.
on the bicycles.
Were they on bicycles?
Wasn't that, or are you thinking the one with Bryce Dallas Howard, where she's
Yeah.
trying to get to the wedding? Okay, I was
Yeah.
thinking about the other one with they're in the bicycles trying to earn points to whatever. All right.
No, that was another one. That was one with Daniel Kaluuya or whatever.
Right.
But Bryce Dallas Howard and they keep like giving lower and lower scores, and their social scores, like people don't associate with people if they have too low of a score. So it's kind of a similar idea to that as well, I think, but adding in there a couple extra little twists, like the observations.
Also, a little disturbing is that people in that chat, they're saying it's too soon. Him finding out now spoils the fun. And then the other one says, I might watch longer to see how it goes. So there's a lot of exploitation and voyeurism involved here.
Yeah.
And the whole idea basically is that the selfless action of one kid is now twisting the mind of this adult and thinking, what, like you mentioned earlier, what defines adulthood? And they're taking that to the extreme. And there's so many red flags with that. So we'll have to see how this story continues. But I'm interested. I want to check out where the story's headed. Japan has abolished the age as a legal threshold. It's the only country in the world to do so. Do you think, this is a random question, do you think something like this would ever happen in the real world at some point?
I don't think so, but I've also said
Well,
I would
hopefully
hope,
not. Yeah.
I would hope not. Yeah.
Adulthood. Urashima, this is the society that you created. That's pretty harsh to blame on this guy. He didn't do anything. He just saved the cat.
Yeah, it
And now they're
definitely
trying to.
It went from being like I don't really care at all or vibe at all with this, and then in the latter half, like as soon as everything starts being revealed, I was like, okay, this could be interesting. We'll see where this goes.
Right.
Like it seems like the beginning of something that could be strange and interesting.
Reminded me a little bit of Truman Show, of the people watching in and not realizing you're the main character in the show or a thing. Yutaro Urashima, credits earned, social rank. Next rank, tier 5 adult. Next legal right, voting. The long battle for adulthood begins. This is pretty out of the box. I like it. A rough start at the beginning, but it has a interesting premise. So I will definitely check it out. Keep checking it out. Sorry. You can read it for free and support the it up. This is a Shonen Jump title, right?
It's a Jump Plus. I don't think it's in
Jump Plus.
Weekly Shonen Jump.
So
which
there
we
you
are
go.
getting
Only one chapter.
We are getting a new Shonen Jump series, I think, in the next magazine.
Interesting. Okay.
So I think if I'm understanding correctly, in Weekly Shonen Jump right now, there's been one open slot because something ended and they've just been publishing like one shots for a few weeks. And then now like that is ending and they're going to have a new series starting up in this week's issue. And then something else is going to start up soon. So something else is going to be ending. And there's a lot of people debating over what the next title to be axed is.
Oh, I wonder. Yeah. So yeah, the only new one is the one we read. Freaky and Creepy still going. Creepy and Freaky still going with
Well,
3 chapters out.
I got to check that one out.
And look, it's our friend, ugly purple Pac-Man or whatever the hell we call him.
Big-headed guy.
So yeah, go check it out if you guys are interested. Manga Plus, I like the site, and you can support the creators without spending a dime because you can read it for free if you keep up with it.
And
So
Captain
there you go.
Tsubasa is on there now.
I saw that article and I forgot to pull it for this stream, but yeah, you can read it. Also, Viz, I saw earlier that Viz uploaded the Zelda manga digitally. I thought that was already out there, but apparently not.
Which one?
The Zelda manga, the different Zelda titles.
Oh, all of the. Okay, maybe they had
the
one
older
like
series. They weren't available.
Maybe they had Twilight Princess already, and then they just added these.
Yeah. Y'all, I would literally just move out of Japan. I'm learning a new language and hoping hopping ship. Hoping to ship my manga would be short as hell. I think I got it. I would not. I don't know. I'm not interested in living in Japan, but I would like to visit. Jewish Dragons, thank you for joining. Hi, everyone. We'll get to this. I know. Every week we bring some new shenanigans to the manga stream with new weird titles. Oh, dang. Also, he should look way worse for someone who was in a coma for 15 years. He cleaned up nicely. And he was just randomly asleep with no like visual distress for being in a coma.
Barely had a beard either. It was just a little bit of a wispy. And if that was 15 years worth of hair growth, like my hair was like down to below my nips after 3 years. His was like barely on the shoulders. Someone must have been coming in and cutting it.
I would assume it was his mom because she was there shaving him. So, but yeah, that is pretty cool if you ask me. We'll see what happens with that story. Let me remind everybody that we do have a sponsor making tonight's broadcast happen. That is InStockTrades.com, your home for all your collected edition needs. You get your omnibus, trade paperback, hardcovers, manga, and more for great discounted prices. Free shipping in the U.S. at $50 or more. And the loyalty discount adds an extra 2% discount to your order if you make it on a week-by-week basis. Great packaging, wonderful customer service only at InStockTrades.com. Also, at some point during the month of April, we still got a lot of shows left this month. We will be doing the gift card giveaway valued at $50, open to anybody out there in the world. All you got to do is show up to one of the streams, and we'll pick out a winner towards the end of that show. Could be on a Monday, could be on a Thursday, could be on a Friday stream. You're going to have to tune in to find out when that will happen. But that gift card is courtesy of InStockTrades.com. Also, I rarely do this on Thursdays, but if you want to leave us a voice message, you can do so by visiting speakpipe.com/Omnibros live, and you can hear yourself on the show. All you need is you can do it with your phone. Just visit the site and leave a recorded message. Do keep it PG, though. Appreciate it.
The IST, also worth noting, has started getting Viz and Yen books again.
Let's go.
I think last week they had a massive backlog of books show up all at once. So like under the new releases, it was just a huge amount of titles from the past month or so. So they are getting all of those in. So if you've been waiting for them to get it, now's your chance. I have not been waiting for them. I was not so patient, but yeah, you can see they have 3 volumes of Tokyo Babylon came in all at once.
Colette.
Yeah.
Color
So anyone who's been holding off, this is your time.
Right. These things, bunch of cool stuff. Go check it out. Yeah. So that is InStockTrades.com. Elon just got the climber. Really excited to read it. Nice. Heck yeah, let's go. Sorry about that. Keeping those nips warm during the winter.
No
Thank
longer.
you, James. No longer. Riley, what you got cooking up on your end when you're not here with us?
Well, I've been going and getting real close to finishing my to read pile backlog, and I think once I'm done with all of that, I'll finally return to like getting videos on time. Because I've just been breezing through at such a good pace that I don't want to break it, and I'm like, I can put that stuff off, and I'll get those done when I'm done with all this. But it'll be nice to finally get back to reading books as they arrive rather than like them sitting on the shelf with things that have been sitting there for like months. So
Right.
Yeah. Getting back to that, I'm excited about it. I have like I think 16 or 17 books right now that I need to read. So real close to finishing. But yeah, you'll see my regular uploads and stuff on the channel as soon as I'm past that, and then hopefully get back to doing haul videos, do the library tour eventually. I just need to buy a couple more like shelf extensions when I have the cash to do so, and then I'll be able to do that.
You are going to freak everybody out when you release that video. It's going to be a hit.
Oh yeah, I think by this point, because when I last counted it, I told James the totals when I was counting it, and I was like, I'm at 8,000 something, and I was like, and he made the joke of like, oh man, you almost hit 9,000, so I could be like, it's over 9,000. And I think at this point, because I don't remember exactly when that was, but I think it was at the end of last year when I counted. At this point, I might wind up getting around 9,000 so that I can go ahead and make that. Right. Make the video say that like it's over 9,000. that would be worth that.
You should make that the thumbnail. Over 9,000 books, the library thing, and then you're going like this with the golden Super Saiyan hair.
I would
or the scout
edit myself like as Vegeta, like crushing the scouter, and just have like Vegeta hair and like I didn't say like it's over 9,000. Like edit me with like a bunch of my books. That'd be fun. That'd be fun. Yeah. So fingers crossed. I haven't counted. I know most people like keep a spreadsheet. I don't.
I don't care about that.
I know a lot of people do. They're like, and they'll ask me like, do you keep a spreadsheet so you know? And I'm like, nope. No. I have a note of what I don't have in my phone, like of the stuff that I want to get. But I do not have a spreadsheet of what I have. So I don't know how many books I have until I actually sit down and purposefully count it all out.
I'm like you, but on a much smaller scale because my collection isn't nearly as big. I am like 7,000 or something behind you, missing volumes or whatever. But I don't keep track of anything, and that hurts because at least 3 times last year I was very close to buying stuff I already owned again. And when I was at one time I was very close to hitting the purchase button, and then I thought like, wait a minute, and then I looked through the collection. I'm like, oh, I do have it. All right, delete. So it's happened 3 times. That should be a sign that I should pay attention, but I don't. Life's fun that way, I guess.
I messed up the other day, and it wasn't because I didn't know that I didn't have it. It's because I put the wrong volume in the cart.
Right.
And when I was looking at my phone to see like, oh, what books are like in transit, it was the Yen Press book, the what is it? The tiger has not eaten the dragon or will not eat the dragon yet or something like that.
Yeah.
And I accidentally ordered volume 2 and I knew that that wasn't right. Like when I saw it on the list on my phone, I was like, oh, shit. Like I knew that it was volume 3 that I meant to order, and I clicked the wrong volume, and I went to go and like request to cancel that volume because it hadn't shipped yet. It was that and Somali. Both of those did not ship yet in that order. They shipped separately. And so I was like, oh,
Okay.
thank God that hasn't shipped yet. And I hadn't gotten the notification of them shipping either. And then I went onto the website to Alibris, and they had shipped without sending me the note. I was like, shit. So I couldn't cancel it. So I just have an extra volume 2 and I have to order 3. But to answer the question, I actually finished collecting all the Shonen Sunday titles 2+ years ago, 3 years ago or something. So I've actually had that collection done for a little while. I don't remember what the last ones I had to get were. But I've been since working on Signature. And I actually just ordered from someone, they'd been holding them for me for a while, volumes 2 through 5 of the Resident Evil manga.
Oh wow, nice. I remember you told me about that a long time ago.
Yeah, I kept putting off because like I talked to this guy last like November or something, and I was like, yeah, after the holidays, I'll buy them from you. And then I kept forgetting and putting it off, and I finally sent him the cash for that. And so that's gonna come in soon. I told him not to worry about shipping it anytime too soon, but that should come in soon. And then I'll have like about 20-ish left for the Signature line.
That's
so
a
we'll
video
see.
title or video right there. You can make a video out of that, getting that the signature stuff.
I never did one for Sunday, so I could do a video for Sunday.
Yeah.
And that part of my library is actually completely organized, so I could easily do that. But what about
I
you, Gio?
collected every Shonen Sunday book and do it like a Mr. Beast video.
What do you have coming up?
I just posted my haul video. If you guys want to check it out, it's a lot of fun. And I should be putting out some retro reviews next week on some older manga that got released recently. So I'm not going to say what it is. You're going to have to tune in to find out. You can subscribe to my channel, Manga Geekdom. We're on the road to 5,000 subscribers, if you can believe it. It's been a long-ass road, and with a lot of bumps on the way, but happy to be there on the road. And you can join my Discord. There it is. You can join my Discord where we have a lot of fun. A lot of people on the chat are also over there. So if you want to chat with everybody, you can join there. The Manga Geekdom Community Discord. Here's my YouTube channel. And I do want to highlight this real quick. Next to Maginot. Gio, FYI, Japan will pay you and expedite your immigration if you elect to move to one of their depopulated coastal fishing villages. Some still active, others abandoned in that industry. Are you saying that this is the cue for me to do that and maybe have a slice of life manga adventure of my own by living in an abandoned coastal fishing village where there may or may not be some mermaids involved? I'll think about it. Why not? A bunch of U.S. and Eurotech workers have settled in these villages over the past decade via this process, and though remote, the quality of life is supposedly quite good. I can imagine. I am a seaside boy, so I would not be opposed to that. I live near the ocean, so it's all good. That's a manga plot right there. Somebody moving in, and then they start seeing cool stuff over there, or not.
If I was to relocate, if I were to relocate and do that, since my work is remote, and I get paid in US dollars, that would go quite a long way.
Yeah. I would like to grow the YouTube channel a little bit more before moving to a remote area in Japan. I would
Maybe
need to learn the language though.
that's the way to do it. You just move. You make a whole channel about it.
Right. Then I would also need to learn the language.
I think there's a lot of people who move out there who are not fluent and like become teachers, and like they basically kind of learn the language through the process of trying to teach Japanese students how to speak English.
Plot twist. What if I teach them Spanish?
Or Spanish, either way, like
Have the fun.
language for them to learn.
Manga Farmer, thank you so much for joining. Appreciate it. I love that dog. Geo, my manga library is not huge as well. I use Libib, is that how you pronounce it? To keep track of it all. Check it out. It might help. Thank you. I'll check it out. Last time I counted, I was at 1,100 or 1,200, something like that. But I've never liked showing my collection because it's ugly looking. I don't like the display. Whenever I'm able to clean it up, I'll make a deal out of it. But I just gotta do it. You and James would live like kings over there with mermaid wives. I would eat the meat of a mermaid and would get yokai powers and immortality. I would be closer to Torun Gronbeck on that side of the map. Where is Torun located?
Living a Rumiko Takahashi story.
Yes. I still do not understand how you can teach anyone anything without knowing the language those students speak, even if you are teaching them English.
I don't know. You'd have to check it out. I just know that I've seen like videos and stuff of people who have done it, and they talk about it.
Yep. So there you go. I don't think I have anything else. I do have the Manga Geekdom live. I may or may not live stream this weekend. I don't know. We'll see. Stay tuned for that. Join my Discord and you'll find out when I live stream. And yeah, that's it.
I will just promote real quick for Colleen that they've got their panel this weekend at C2E2. I don't remember. I think it's Saturday. So if you are attending C2E2 in Chicago, you can definitely check out their panel in regard to shoujo manga, of course. They've been working really hard on it. I did invite them to jump on the show tonight. I thought maybe they'd want to talk about that a little bit, but they were busy working on a video, so did not join us tonight. But yeah, if you're going to C2E2, or if you are around the Chicago area and want to get like a day pass or something, definitely check it out and support. I don't know what the recording situation is, because I know that like past panels that I've been on, we haven't been able to do that, but I don't know. We'll see if maybe they're able to get some sort of recording to put online somewhere.
We shall see. So that's it. Tomorrow we have an Omnibros stream with Jess and Lou. And then we'll be back on Monday for hauls, reads, and all that good stuff, and all the new releases that you can find at instocktrades.com. Then next Thursday, we're going to have another manga show. So stay tuned for all that and more. Thank you, everybody in the live chat, for tuning in. As always, we really appreciate it. We love you guys. Thank you to everybody watching later. Leave a like. Doesn't cost anything. Just lower the screen a little bit. Hit the like button. You'll be on your way. And that's it. Let us know what you thought of the show and the topics, and we'll catch you next time. Thank you for joining, everybody. Thank you to InStock Trades as well. So peace out. Stay safe. Of course, thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Good night, everybody.